Like, he could have made a better campaign for himself. I believe that Bill Belichick, what he's doing on McAfee, inside the NFL, all that stuff. They got a young girl he's dating. Shoot, he's slipping out of the cottage and everything with his shorts on. Man, coach is getting it.
When you were playing in the league, if y'all got your asses kicked, would you have been out partying, doing your thing?
Guess what, bro? If I scored 3 touchdowns, I wasn't going to be out. He's actually taken the team to the Super Bowl. He's actually faced some adversity on and off the field and didn't crumble like most of them weak-ass quarterbacks do.
All right, welcome to another episode of Fully Loaded. I'm here with Cris Carter. I'm Shawn. Meaike, how you doing, bro?
Oh, good, man.
Good to see you, man.
Life is good. Good seeing you, bro.
Life is very good. So, all right, I want to start because they continue to be a topic of conversation with the New York Jets. But I want to read you what Rex Ryan said about the New York Jets and about, I guess, why he's an offer up to coach them. He said, look at it this way. Blow it up. We're going to blow the opponents up. There's way too much talent on this team to play the way we've been playing, period. And how hard can you get a guy to play? That's the thing. Nobody has seen a team going to play as hard as this team. He goes on and on about what he would be saying and how he'd pump them up. And the last time Rex coached, I think, was in 2016 when he was with the Bills across an 8-year career. And he goes on and say that he's the Jets guy and that's why these other guys shouldn't be hired to coach. Is Rex Ryan trying to coach the NFL again? Is Rex Ryan an answer for the New York Jets at coach?
Well, if I was previously a head coach in the league, i.e. Bill Belichick, do you think that Bill Belichick would say to the Jets and their hierarchy, hey, I can make the guys play harder?
No.
Don't you think he might give a strategy?
Yes. I don't think he'd say anything remotely like that.
So for me, one of the things that maybe rub people the wrong way with Rex, he always thinks it's just about energy. Like, are they playing the right scheme? Like, tell me that.
It's
maybe they need
it's
to
the National Football League. Don't y'all have enough energy?
Yeah, like, you think you're going to motivate a grown man? Let me tell you something, man. The money don't change people. Like, if dude was lazy as a shorty, he going to be lazy in the NFL. He just got money. I'm grown. I used to be shorty.
And
now I'm rich, tall.
And I'm still lazy.
Hey, yeah, I'm still lazy. Like, you can't make people do things. What makes people excited is when you come to work and you sit down with someone and I can teach you how to do your job better. Like, I can make you a good football player.
And as you said a week or so ago, do something that makes my opponent even worse because we're so good at it.
Yes.
Not scream and yell and I'm going to get you so motivated.
So for me, that's not the best audition. It's not. That's the way to get yourself crossed off the list. You're not even going to get an interview, by talking over people as if you know more football than them. When the question was posed, he would said, I would like to be considered. I used to have a great relationship with the ownership there. It's still the same ownership. I think with what they have, if it was tinkered with. And then I would talk about some of the players, that they had invested in and how I would utilize those players in this owner's business model. It's a business. Like, he could have made a better campaign for himself. I believe that Bill Belichick, what he's doing on McAfee, inside the NFL, all that stuff. They got a young girl he's dating. Shoot, he's slipping out of the cottage and everything with his shorts on. Man, coach is getting it. Coach is
fine.
Man,
Coach is fine.
He's getting. Everybody's like, man, Belichick's a stuffy guy. Whoa, not so stuffy.
Not so stuffy anymore.
Not so stuffy no more.
No?
Not so stuffy no more.
Was he even? First of all, why has he not been coaching? Has he wanted to coach? Has Rex Ryan wanted to be back in the NFL coaching? He's been on ESPN. Is he just?
I don't think anybody granted him an interview. I don't think he's turned down any head coaching job.
Correct.
I think he might have turned down some defensive coordinator jobs.
Yeah.
But I doubt that too.
Correct.
Yeah, I doubt that because that would be really the next step for him. Become a defensive coordinator, be excellent at it, and then someone give him control of the team. But when you have press conferences and you're just spewing off stuff all the time, that gets old.
It got old real quick.
Especially in New York.
Well, good news. He's probably not going to interview. Brian Kelly, LSU. They lost, Underwood? The kid went from, he's been committed to LSU, so I think it was sophomore year in high school, and now he's going to Michigan, quarterback. Did Kelly got, from an LSU standpoint, obviously they're talented as hell, and I just heard him on McAfee a few weeks ago. He's like, dude, I just got to win this state. Like, I got to win my state. Like, I got to recruit. I got to win here. How big a deal is that? Obviously, the player's unbelievable, but is he in any trouble there? I don't know what his comment means. He's going to be there for a while, I'm sure. But, like, is LSU heading in the wrong direction?
Well, for one, they had a nice bridge quarterback in the quarterback they have now between Jaden Daniels and then the Underwood kid coming in from Michigan.
Okay.
But when a kid grows up 30 minutes from Michigan won the national championship last year. Not unless something awful had happened in his experience, I don't know why Michigan wouldn't be the front runner and everything. I mean, they had to come up with ginormous historic NIL money, by some people that support them to be able to get this kid that at the last minute to be able to change his mind.
How much money?
I think it was $10 million.
What was he getting at LSU?
I don't know what it was, but I think it was double. He was getting 5 at LSU. Yeah, so when you have a kid that's traveling all that way until you get him on your campus with a signed letter
he ain't there.
No, he's not there. Now, you're going to have to babysit him the whole way and babysit him every day that he's there. Because every day he's going to always have the offer to go back home. So, yes, I understand what he says about winning New Orleans, winning the state of Louisiana and everything. Yes, that's how those teams have been built for a long, long time. But you're going to have to go out and pick up some other players because you're not going to always have a quarterback in the state of Louisiana. You're not going to always have all your skill positions and everything in state. So, they're a national team. They're a big, big brand. But, I wasn't surprised at all that the kid switched.
So he's getting $10 million.
Yes.
For a year of football.
No, I think his was a multi-year deal.
How many years, though?
I can't remember. I think it was 3 or 4.
So they locked him up.
Yeah.
For $10 million. Like he's at Michigan until he enters the draft.
Yes. To the best of my knowledge. Yes, it was a multi-year deal. Yeah, no one's making $10 million a year in NIL. Not yet.
Crazy. All right, so the Cowboys got enough problems, and Shannon Sharp was talking about CeeDee Lamb and Trayvon Diggs going out after they got blown out. And he said, that's why your Cowboys suck. It's 2 of your best players. This is what they're doing. He was talking with Ocho on the show, and he said, he was talking about his grandfather. He said, how is partying? You get your ass kicked. I'd have left the stadium with a bag over my head. Ain't no way you see me leaving the stadium like that. I've gotten that. When you were playing in the league, if y'all got your asses kicked, would you have been out partying, doing your thing? Would you have been out and people didn't know you were out doing your thing?
Guess what, bro? If I scored 3 touchdowns, I wasn't going to be out.
Okay. If you lost?
Well, it didn't matter. I had the same plan.
Okay.
If I'm with the family, we're going to get something to eat.
Yeah.
I'm going to come back. I'm going to stop about a half mile from my house at the little gas station. They got bags of ice. I'm going to get me 3 bags of ice. I'm going to put 3 bags of ice inside the bathtub. I'm going to get my 2 little kids. I'm going to bathe them, give them a shower, put them in their pajamas. I'm going to get them their little toys. I'm going to get my computer. I'm going to sit in the tub. I'm going to watch what happened in the NFL. I'm going to start to study my opponent. I'm going to have my kids right there. You have to realize, the Vikings, man, we play a lot of our games at 12 noon. All right? Game's over at 3. We leave the family lounge at 4. We have a 4:30 reservation. 6:30, I'm home, man. Mm-hmm. 7 o'clock, I'm recovering. 8 o'clock game, I'm watching.
That's what you were doing.
That's what. Well, Shannon's talking about what he would do.
Okay.
And I understand that, but I know I'm on the team. Mm-hmm. These guys don't think that way.
What do you mean they don't think they're on the team?
Man, they don't care. They still going to do whatever their schedule was. Like they were going to a concert, or they going to do something, and they can say that that's just as much stress relief as me sitting there with my kids in a tub of ice, and as them going to the strip club or going to a concert. Or,
but is his point because they
say the food at those strip clubs is good. That's what they say.
That's what they say. That's what you heard. What they say. That's what you heard one time. So is it because they lost? If they had won, Shannon would have no problem with it. Is it? Let's forget about you. What you were doing. Let's say dudes on your team, you guys get beat, get smoked, blown out. Do you care if the guys in your team are out doing their own thing? Does it bother you, Cris Carter?
I know better, man.
No, but you wouldn't be doing it. Would you care if they were doing it? I wouldn't be doing it. I know you wouldn't be. Would you care if they were doing it?
Look, we were one game away from winning the Super Bowl. Not the 98 team, the 2000 team. We came back to Giants Stadium, NFC Championship, playing against the Giants. We got beat 41-0. What people don't know is one of our star players took at least a dozen other players to the strip club the night before.
The night before?
Yes.
The night before?
Yes.
Why'd he do that? He didn't give a shit?
I'm not going to say that.
No, I'm asking you, what is your opinion? Immaturity, naive, ignorance? Do you think they'd play better?
Very selfish, immaturity, and they've done it before.
Okay, and played and won.
Well, I don't know if they had done it before, but potentially the Super Bowl game.
When did you know? You went in the locker room that morning, they come rolling in, you knew after the game. When did you know?
I knew the night before. I knew the night before the game.
So you knew that night they were out, that everybody was out, that group was out.
Yeah.
And you're playing at such an elite level. Could you go out and party for X amount of hours and play well in an NFL game?
I mean, I couldn't.
You could, okay. Do you think?
And I don't think that they were necessarily partying because see, we had a meeting afterwards. See, when you get to the championship game, you have to arrive in the city a day earlier. So instead of getting there Saturday, you get there on Friday. Okay.
So game Sunday, you're there Friday.
Yes. Okay. You do major press conference and everything. Yeah. But on Saturday, it's a long day.
Okay.
So during the day, they went to the spot.
Got it. And you had a meeting that night.
Yes.
But what were you doing?
So they weren't drinking.
Okay.
It wasn't that type of thing. It wasn't at night that they went out at night and everything. No. And we played a day game.
So it may not affect anything.
We got beat 41-0.
You got killed.
But we were better than them.
Okay. Did you tell them after the game like Pickens did, I was better than y'all, and even though you beat us 41-9?
Nope.
No, you didn't do that?
I told Pam Oliver I might have to quit football. That's what I told her.
Is that what you told her?
Yeah.
After that game?
Because I hate depending on people.
That's what you said?
Yeah. That was my way of kind of letting it out just.
Without doing this?
Yeah. Yes.
Well,
41-0.
This
is my 14th year
in the
NFL
too.
This is my 14th
How many times people get beat by 41 points in the NFL?
Never in my whole career.
No, but NFL, it never happens.
Right. No. Like, so I tell the people like at FAU, like the losing that they're putting on me is a different kind of losing.
What kind of losing they putting on you?
Man, I played every sport, man, since I was 8 years old. Mm-hmm. I played in the NFL, man, until I was 37. Mm-hmm. I had one losing season in my life.
Since you were 8 to 37, one losing season.
Yes.
Oof.
That was my last season number 15 with the Vikings.
So you ain't never had any kind of record in any season that you've ever had like you just had at FAU or have at FAU?
Never.
Not even close.
How long is never, man?
That's forever. It's eternity, bro. I said not even close. Nothing even close to that.
No. No, we lost 17 games. I lost 9 games in college.
Do you think that, forget about
and the coach got fired. I lost 9 games in college. The coach got fired.
Did he really?
Yes.
That'll happen when you lose 9 games in college.
At Ohio State.
Yeah.
Not in one season.
Wait a minute, he lost 9 games in 3 seasons.
Yes.
And he got fired.
Yeah.
I thought you meant 8. Shit, we know that. 8 in 1 season, you'll get fired. That's for damn sure. 9 games in 3 seasons, they're like, you got to go, bro.
Yes.
Because they winning organizations and programs want to win.
Oh, man, I don't know how I'm recover. Well, I got a new therapist, man. She says I'm doing well.
She says okay?
Yeah, she's doing good.
You walk
I'm going to get you a card.
I definitely need it.
Yeah.
From the age of 8 to 37,
Yeah,
she got you already on track in a couple.
Yeah, she got this therapy dog like 90 pounds. This month, he stood up like 3 times.
What's he supposed to do?
I mean,
he did what? He
he's
stood
a therapy
3
dog.
times?
He stood up like 3 times. He's so damn big, man. It was like, damn, he going to keep going.
What kind of dog is he?
Some type of poodle, some type of something, man. Big old head.
Are poodles big?
Bro, trust me.
Poodles are big? Yeah, I believe
Listen, I wasn't under a
He's
narcotic.
big. He's a big
that was
dog
my
guy,
therapist.
that's why.
And then she got this big old sign on therapist dog and everything.
So what are you supposed to dog? Wait a minute. So you're talking to her in therapy.
Yes.
The dog's doing its thing, and it's supposed to like you interact with the dog while you're talking. Is that the concept?
No, she has people that have anxiety,
Got it.
and if they need something to help them relax and everything,
In the session.
yes.
Okay. So the dog's there all the time with her? Like that's part of the
Yeah, if you're
program?
comfortable enough with it.
Okay, she asks you if
Yes,
you're cool with dogs,
absolutely.
and you're like,
Yeah,
dude,
I'm
I'm cool with
cool. Yeah,
everything. I'm
absolutely.
cool with everything. I'm Cris Carter. I'm cool with everything. So the dog's there doing its thing.
Right. Well, I'm not there on a court order, so I'm cool.
I know
man.
you're not. We know, dude. Everybody knows. We've
I'm
already told
digging
you. You're
deep
just
in everything.
zen. You're just looking to be, yeah. Libations, yes.
Don't kill them. Oh, okay.
All right. So, Colt McCoy. How many years Colt McCoy play in the NFL?
I'll probably say a good 8 or 10.
Is he a good NFL quarterback?
No.
Okay. Did you hear what he said about Jalen Hurts?
No, what did he say?
He said, I don't know what he's talking about. He was talking this week on his it's called Clean Pocket podcast. He said, I really like Philly. Their offensive line is tremendous. A.J. Brown, Monte Smith, Dallas Goedert, whenever I'm pronouncing it right. Don't forget. Dallas Goedert. Sorry,
Yes.
Dallas. Don't forget Saquon Barkley. Of course, we couldn't forget him. I mean, how can you forget him? Blah, blah, blah. He rushes. He goes on. My holdup is Jalen Hurts. You watch the game. You go back and see the highlights. And it's like he doesn't do anything special, crazy or special. He's 18 to 30, 200 yards, gets a couple touchdowns. He gets the tush push. I don't see any big-time throws or great reads or any awesome third down conversions. Jalen just kind of figures it out, relies on everyone else around him.
Well, Colt, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Part of a quarterback's job is to figure it out.
rely
So
on
that's a
people.
gift. Part of the quarterback's job is to be a distributor of the pumpkin. That's what he does.
And rely on other people that you got to distribute the
He
football
also, they have an unstoppable play. It's called the tush push.
Mm-hmm.
It's unstoppable. Okay? So that is a weapon. He's actually taken the team to the Super Bowl. He's actually faced some adversity on and off the field and didn't crumble like most of them weak-ass quarterbacks do. He got benched in a national championship with Tua. Tua became the hero. He actually left Alabama and went somewhere else and became a star at Oklahoma. Became a better player through adversity.
doubt.
Learned a whole different offense. Led Philadelphia with all that heat every week to a Super Bowl? Man, these guys, when they start doing media, they forget how hard football is. Now, I want you to read a couple of Colt McCoy's starting comments again. Just read them again, what Colt's saying. Now, my whole premise is that the NFL is really hard. And anybody that played there, they know it's hard. But when they get these mics, they get on TV, they tend to forget how hard it is.
Tell
me
me
what he says.
Here's what he says. My holdup is Jalen Hurts. You watch the game, and you go back and see the highlights, and it's like he doesn't do anything crazy or special. He's 18 to 30, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. It's like, how does this happen? He rushes for 2 touchdowns a game with the tush push. I don't see these big-time throws, great reads, awesome third down conversions. He just kind of figures out and relies on everybody around him.
Also, the great reads is part of coaching. Now, I don't believe Jalen Hurts is a great reader of defenses, so the type of offense that they're going to run would be to highlight that by not having him do that. Read the whole field. That's what you call knowing your personnel. Hey, Cole, when you were in, you think the quarterback was dropping back 7 steps? You're fucking 5'10"? Do you think they were doing that? Or you think they were doing something that you were more skilled to be able to do?
Get you moving around so you're 5'10", I can see over everybody and throw the football. Yeah, to your strengths.
Yeah.
That's what they're supposed to do.
Let me tell you what was special. When you tried to run that quarterback draw against Alabama in the national championship and they about broke your back.
That was awesome and special. It was special.
Yes.
It was special. That was
Don't
no tush
forget
push.
how hard
That
this
no
game
tush
was,
push.
Cole. I know you're probably new at this broadcasting thing, but if you're going to put it out there like that, man, you're going to get annihilated.
All right, so I want to ask you, because I had this. Did the doctor call you about this thing they're doing with the?
Oh, yeah, I have to call her back, Dr.
Make sure
G.
you do, yeah.
Yeah, I'll call Dr. G, yes.
He claims that they have this, that Duke was working on this thing, this medication, this treatment, that they started with Alzheimer patients, but then they had to stop because it also curbs your appetite. So the Alzheimer's patients, I guess, don't eat. I guess that's kind of one of their things. So, do we need to stop doing this? Like,
yes,
it
they
looks
lose
like
their strength and stuff.
They lose their strength. But it looks like it has unbelievable effects for people that have suffered CTE. Like, there's unbelievable prognosis. And then it's funny, I was talking to her, and she was asking me, I'm going to throw this chair out the door, Andrew, if it doesn't fix it next time. She said, man, I was watching this clip, and I had not seen this, Cris Carter talking about Aaron Hernandez in CTE and just because then she was like, can I reach out to him? I'm like, why would you ask me to reach out to him? He's a grown man. You reach out to him whenever you want. Like, you've talked to him before, like, he's fine. But I went to find it, and I wanted to ask you, like, because even when we were talking about Tua, I can just see, first of all, it's the world you lived in. You've never forgotten the world you lived in. When you see these guys playing still today, forget about Tua, just everybody, do we know from a CTE standpoint, concussion, all this stuff, like, do we have a good handle on what this is actually? I think the NFL does, for whatever it's worth, does a phenomenal job. I think they do a really good job of trying to keep people safe in a violent game. I mean, that's why we watch it. It's violent, but I think they do a really good job keeping people safe. Do you remember what clip she's talking about?
Yes. Can
you tell us about that, like when you was talking about it? Because it was really interesting to.
I'm pretty certain she's talking about the clip at the NFL Rookie Symposium.
Yep.
And I used to be the keynote speaker there for a number of years, long time. That's also where I said the fall guy comment with Teddy Bridgewater, the quarterback.
Yep.
Talking about people riding with you, whoever the star is, they shouldn't be driving the car. They shouldn't be caught with any type of paraphernalia on them or anything. Like, there should be someone else that's handling all those things to keep the one who's making the money away from all that kind of stuff. So they're like, oh, Cris Carter's teaching kids how to
even though it was up there
deceive
forever.
The
it was up there forever.
Police and everything. Like, okay.
You see what we just did, though, right there? That's that 8 Mile shit. You give it out, and ain't nobody can bother you because you say it first. But anyway, Aaron Hernandez, CT, Rookie Symposium. Yeah.
First of all, I had a history with Aaron. Aaron was coached by Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer was my wide receiver coach at Ohio State, his first job. So when Urban was at Florida, Urban used to fly me up there, talk to the team.
I didn't know that, okay.
Tebow, Percy Harvin, my guy Major Wright was there. Brandon Spikes. I mean, unbelievable talent. Joe Hayden. Man, the roster was loaded.
Loaded. Yeah.
But Hernandez was one of the kids that he would have me speak to.
Yeah.
You know, emotionally, you can see, and athletically, tremendous athlete. So he ends up getting drafted. And he stands up at the rookie symposium and asks me, how did I turn my life around? In 1990, I threw my cell phone away. My agent told me, I got an office, Glades Road, Boca Raton, Florida. I was like, where's that? What country is that in? It's in Florida. And I moved down here and turned my life around. Aaron Hernandez asked me, how did I do it? And I told him, you have to let those people go that are from your old roots, and you have to start all over. And if you don't, it will ruin your life. Like, it will F you up. Like, you can't beat this stuff. It's undefeated. And then that's what I said to you. I said, if you don't get it under control, it's going to ruin your life. Now, when I'm talking to Aaron, I already know the past. I already know what they did in Florida.
Yeah.
In Florida, they shot up a club in Florida. I know in Florida they had handguns. Like, I knew these things. You know, got in fights with coaches. Like, all these things I had access to. So not only is that clip a very, very special clip, but I have a very, very extensive sports encyclopedia in my mind. And I'm able to grab these things from other things that I did, other interactions I had, to be able to shoot somebody straight something. And that was that was, but I've told people those kind of things before. Randy Moss, man, if you listen to me, draft, if you listen to me, when I leave in 4 years, you'll be the best receiver in the NFL. You'll be the highest paid. And I promise you that. And those things happen too. What happened to Aaron Hernandez, he didn't get together, it happened to him too.
Correct.
Exactly what I predicted would be. So that was the moment, yes. He had an opportunity to be able to embrace the information. We knew who he was. Florida knew who he was.
Florida knew who he was.
Florida knew who he was. Bill Belichick knew exactly who he was. His teammates in New England knew who he was. Like, some of them were terrified of him.
Really? In New England?
No, absolutely.
Like, straight up terrified of him?
Yeah, because he had Aaron Hernandez has that P. Diddy effect. Not only were they like bullies, but these dudes can fight.
Oh, yeah, no, I know. He's a Connecticut kid.
Like, they can fight.
Yo,
like, not all, woofing, like.
No, like, yeah.
And P. Diddy's not a small dude. Like, these dudes will fire on you. Like, that's something different. So, yeah, man. Yeah, unfortunate.
So you think when the Patriots brought him in, they knew what they knew, obviously. He's a hell of a player. You think, I'm just very curious now, do you think Belichick thought, because he seems like he's one hell of a communicator and seems like he gets a lot of people he gets the best out of a lot of people. I'm assuming there are other teams that passed on Aaron because they knew Aaron.
Yeah, the other teams took him off the board.
They were just, I'm not
yes.
touching that at all.
Of course.
Would you have drafted him?
It depends on who my coach is.
Would you have drafted him if Belichick was your coach?
He played for two of the best coaches in the world. Urban Meyer in college football, one of the best college football coaches ever. And at Florida, with the support and the team and everything to contain that, yes. Bill Belichick, because he can do everything. He's got control, and he wasn't a high draft pick. And they had Gronk. So that helped controlling, too.
How did Aaron do with Brady?
Aaron was really smart. So Brady loved that. He was so versatile. He could play so many different positions. They had never seen a player that had his versatility.
And he didn't bother Brady for nothing. let Brady be Brady. He was super smart.
Oh,
from
absolutely.
that perspective.
Yeah. You think he messed with Tim Tebow?
No.
No. No. No, he's not that kind of guy.
Yeah.
He's a smart gangbanger.
He was. He was until he wasn't. You heard it here first. Take them all. I promise you, write it out. Thank you always for joining. Cris, I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for doing what you do on a weekly basis. It really means a lot to both of us. Appreciate y'all.